Yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and I watched Mad Max Fury Road. This is the first Mad Max movie without Mel Gibson. But yeah, there's also a bit of a time difference. This one is from 2015. I can't remember what the last one was from. This time with Tom Hardy, who played, I think, also Venom, plays the main character, Max. Yeah, let's just start with the movie, shall we? We hear Max introduce himself, I'm Max, blah 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 blah. How he narrates further, and then we see trees, all swing to one side because of an explosion that was further up. This was just the impact of the air that was pushed away by the explosion. So that was and then they got up straight again. We're now somewhere up high, and we have a beautiful view, but we see a car on the left, and we see Max, standing in front of, not in front of us, but basically in front of us, but next to the car. The camera lowers, and then stops. We see a rock, and on top of there is a lizard. It crawls, it goes down out of sight, then it crawls over another rock, and it crawls further towards Max. But when it's next to Max, he squishes it with his foot. Ooh, behind the scenes. Nice. Lots of behind the scenes. But yeah, we're gonna leave that because if you want to know what's happening next, watch the movie yourself. Yeah, that was a very cool scene with the guy at the front of the car with his guitar. Pretty cool. And the fire coming out of the guitar, still pretty cool. Immediately when we got vision, in the movie, I noticed that the colors were very warm, and we've had that before, in other movies. Just the colors are very, like they just, instead of what you normally have, they are turned into a bit more appealing, a bit more warm, just it's not that cold, if you have seen this movie, you probably notice it too, it's just, and if you watch another movie, if you compare the color spectrum of that, not maybe the spectrum, but the brightness, the contrast, the whatever you call it, the warmness, you can just see difference. This movie definitely stands out in its warm camera work, I don't know how else to describe it, but I do like it, the costumes of all the people, creatures, whatever in here, very cool. The vehicles, obviously very cool. We had a sped up fighting scene because that fight scene between him and Fury. Oh, Furiosa! Jesus fucking Christ! Between him and Furiosa. Why is that so hard for me to say? Um, it was just a bit sped up, you know. With her, you know, to get to the truck, you to get the gun at the side that was hidden somewhere, you know. It was all sped up a bit, not a lot, but it was definitely sped up because in normal fights it was not that quick, you know. And that was, in my opinion, pretty noticeable. But why the fuck did they do that? You know, unnecessary. Um, the mask that got ripped off from Immortal Joe. The fuck? Um, you know, he was driving his car, you know, and oh god, here comes her name again. Furiosa. Furiosa. There we go. Um, she did something, and then yeah, she got the others the end of his mask, you know, and put it in the wheel, and then it got ripped off, you know. The whole part of his face got ripped off. Very cool, very cool. Um, but that was one thing that this movie was definitely missing for me, and that was the excitement that it gives me. This movie didn't give me any excitement. Yeah, yes, it was all cool and shit, and I was kind of excited to watch a new Mad Max movie. Because hopefully, you know, it's gonna be a better one. And yes, this was definitely better one than the last one, the last three actually, the first three. You know, this was definitely better. Um, but it just didn't give me the excitement that a movie should give you. You know, for oh, what's gonna happen next? Or for oh, you know, no. It for me personally, it lacked getting me excited. You know, I don't know how the fuck you what the fuck you call that. You know, but it just didn't. Which it's really too bad, but you know, and that maybe makes me see from maybe the Mad Max franchise is just not for me. You know, we're definitely gonna finish the franchise nonetheless, but you know, it's just maybe it's just not for me, and that's okay. You know, not every movie is for everybody. You know, um, I can see why people like uh, this one so much, especially in comparison with the first one. The first one was definitely a bit boring. Um, I can see the appeal and all, but it just even though I like the warm colors of the movie, I like the costumes, I like the cars, I like the special effects and all, but it just doesn't get me hyped up. You know, this movie doesn't get me hyped up while watching it, um, and that's exactly what it misses. So that's why I give this movie a 3 out of 5. The movie is still a fine movie, but it just lacks excitement for me. Um, so that's why I give the 3 out of 5. Leave likes, recommend a good Tom Hardy movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel on the Keys where the food streams every week from time to time. Also SoundCloud, my third channel Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And see you guys later for Lethal Weapon. Yes, we're still not done with Mel Gibson because we're continuing with him in Lethal Weapon. And well, maybe next month. you're gonna get Braveheart. So he will be still on the channel, but maybe there's a bit of time between. Sorry, but I'm a bit tired. It's 11 o'clock. So yeah. But I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.